Hopefully the water heater works okay today. Our neighbor Jimmy came over and he thinks the temperature was just too high and it was running non-stop. That's hard for me to believe because I had it like there's, I mean, it's a dial, so there's different variations, but between all the variations I had it on warm, so it could be on like vacation, which is pretty much cold, I think, all the way to like hot. So I had it in the middle, which seems appropriate. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we have warm water now. He turned it down to almost vacation mode. I suspect I actually need a plumber to come out. That's what I think. So we'll see. Maybe that's all we needed. That'd be great. This week, little David is on fall break, so I don't need to get up at 6 a.m. to take him to school every day. So I suspect that I will be sleeping in. I'll get up for Serenity, of course. Oh, my car's acting funny. I'll get up for Serenity to make sure she is up and around for the school bus, but yay to not having to get up at 6 a.m. for David, except for today because I have class in the morning. But every morning, this is what I see. My sister, Michigan University. It's so pretty. They want us to get a Bronco card, which I think is for like this campus, and a Western Michigan University Cooley ID. So I don't understand why we need two IDs. I actually have just not gotten the one for this campus because I don't know what purpose it serves. It might help me get library books, but I haven't gone to the library because you can get everything online. So, another day at school in Kalamazoo. Sometimes I'm so dumb. So, check this out. Wait a minute. I'm gonna get my coffee. Look at this truck. So, I see the truck pull up. The windows are black tinted. Nice. There's nice rims on that thing. The grill. Holy shit. Let me show you the grill. I just walked by it. It's so funny. Okay, you see this? So, the dude that got out of it did not look like the type of guy that would drive that truck. And I said that. Oh, well, you were not what I was expecting to see get out of that truck. Like, I made a joke, like the truck doesn't fit you, but it's cool. But it's like you and the truck are cool together. But then I'm like, fuck, I just told that guy your truck is super cool and you're not. Like, damn it. As soon as I was like, oh fuck, I should have said it. I should have said that. Like, I just insulted that man. Which he's he's just like a regular middle class, like white guy with a suit and glasses. Like, not a stylish suit, just like a casual. Like, there's just nothing. Like, he was completely normal looking man. Completely just average normal looking man. Nothing striking. Whereas that truck is like, hey, I'm a motherfucking badass. So, like, usually when I see things like that, like, I assume, like, young people, and he's probably in his 30s or 40s, I don't know. I assume it's like a young person or like a super aggressive person, maybe, and he was neither of those. So, but here or there, I feel bad. Like, I almost like went after and I was like, I wanted to say like, sorry, I didn't mean it. Like, I don't mean that you're not cool enough for your truck, or like try to explain that. But I figured that is just too much, and I'll let him work through it. And I feel embarrassed. That was one of those times that I should have kept my thoughts in my head. I meant to vlog earlier, but I actually had like 5 phone calls on my way home that I called or people called me about all sorts of random stuff. I feel like, dear vloggers, I have 100 updates. My grandma had that major surgery. She's doing okay. She's still in Indianapolis and cannot leave yet But she's eating food. She's going on walks. She said overall she feels okay. But she just wants to go home. So prayers for my grandma. She can go home soon. That's that. That yesterday I sent that horrible essay. So after intro to law class, I'm sitting with two of my classmates. One's in constitutional law with me, the other one is not. And so the one that's in constitutional law with me, his name is Keith, and he is used to be a U.S. history teacher or whatever for junior high. So constitutional law stuff, he knows. Like, he knows the U.S. history really well. So I tell him, like, it was so horrible. I said, do you mind reading it? And like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, and you can read mine too. So we trade. And his is good. It's well written. It's like some of the stuff I wanted to say but couldn't, and then stuff I didn't even realize, all there, bam. And mine's just horrible. And so he extremely, like, you can tell he's a teacher because he just walked me through the steps that I did know to help me like realize you've got this, you know this, like some of it he talked out. So, and like, while we're talking about it though, I'm so anxious. Like my whole stomach, like expands to the fact that it hurts. And I feel sick to my stomach. And like, I almost started crying probably 3 different times. I'm just trying to rewrite it. And there's a certain point where I just closed it. I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this. I closed it down. And then like a minute goes by and he asks me another question. And it like triggers, oh yeah. Or maybe something just actually, I was like, oh, is the rule, la la la. He's like, yeah, you can use that for the rule because there's like 5 different rules. So once I thought of that as the rule, then everything else kind of like to some degree fell in line. And so then I rewrote it again. And he read it and he's like, you're not, these 2 paragraphs, you're not just like, you're saying what you need to say, but you're not actually like using, like, you need to say that that's tier 1 and that's tier 2. You're not doing that. And so I added that stuff and I resent it. And it's still not as good as his, but it's way, way better than my first one. And so him and the other student, like, we've all been to that. Maybe Keith hasn't actually. He's pretty on this stuff, but I have, and the other gentleman has. In this place where we're just not getting stuff, and it was awesome that like they were just there. They were there with me and like actively working with me to help me understand what I needed to, and like there was just this compassion and like it was safe to be dumb. And like I trusted them, and yeah, like I'm going to law school with some really amazing other students. There's only 8 or 9 of us, and some of them we meet at least 3 days a week basically in the cafe area and study together and chat and stuff. And so as I get to know them, like I'm grateful that they're my classmates, because they're really awesome people. And it's like we're in law school together. Like we're doing this together. And I function much better as a group than as an individual. So it's cool to work through that and to be like, I was pushed through it. Because like the truth is I wouldn't have wrote it again. I didn't even think about rewriting it. I was like, I failed. This sucks. And they're like, no, Connie, like you're not really even getting a grade on this. The point is learning. Like, and so you rewrite it. You work on it till you understand it. That's why we're here. And they're right. Like that's what the teachers tell us. Like they want us to like keep working on the stuff until we actually learn it, so that we can do well on our finals and we can do well in the bar exam. So this is the time to struggle through and acknowledge what we don't know and like work through it. So yeah, how lucky, how blessed am I? Thank you, classmates. I don't think they even know I have a vlog, but yay. You see this face? I just hit the wall. So I've got, I don't know how many pages I need to read tonight. I was hoping to get done. Is it 196? What?
Which one do you think's better? Jumanji or Charlotte's Web?
David, I'm losing my temper. You can just go to sleep.
Really, you can't help me?
You see this? Non-stop. The kids' bedtime is at 8 o'clock. You want to know why it's at 8 o'clock? Because at 8 o'clock I'm done. And the rule is that they just have to be in their room with no screens. They can read, they can clean, they can think. So it's 8:15. And David is on fall break right now. And Serenity has school. So I told David he can watch one movie in his room at 8, and then it's off. TV's off. So Serenity heard that, and she's angry. Like, I would say slightly irrationally angry. She's not doing anything inappropriate. It's just stressful and annoying. She's angry that it's not fair, because when her school started a week later, she had to go to bed the same time as he did. As if she's not 3 years younger, and she had just started living here. I don't need to explain myself to kids, and I'm not in the mood. So instead of going to bed, she stands in the hallway and plays with a deck of cards, because if he's not going to bed, she's not going to bed. I'm tired. I could lay down and fall asleep myself right now, except that I gotta do homework. But I've got both of them up. Both of them. David, Mom, what movie should I watch? He's just rubbing the shit into Serenity, and she's in her room breaking shit. So my son sleeps with the dog, and for I think the second time, she's peed his bed in her sleep. So while I was helping him clean that mess up, I find our old slider phone behind his bed. So two or three things came up missing all at once, and I made lots of jokes that we had trolls in the house, or not trolls, but not Ewoks, gremlins in the house. So the title to the car came up missing, and then Serenity's slider phone came up missing, and then something else did too. I don't remember the third thing. But we searched and searched and searched. With the slider phone, Serenity remembered leaving it on the kitchen counter. My mom remembered seeing it on the kitchen counter. I don't even think David had been home. Serenity went to the neighbors. I came home. I cleaned the kitchen. David did come home at some point, but none of us suspected him. We searched the house. Serenity searched her room. We searched the kitchen. The neighbors looked all over. Like, it just was gone. It was so weird. And so I tried to replace it and get some other phones, but the phones that we had, Verizon wouldn't take. Finally, through Serenity's insurance, we got a free phone. So, because it's good to have like a phone that people can call out when they're in the house. So I canceled that phone, and we never found it. Anyways, yeah, it was behind David's bed the whole time. I mean, I assume. And he had a bunch of stupid lies and made up whatever. That boy is such a handful. He's been picking on Serenity nonstop. Like, she's got a plug-in in her room that her light, like night light and alarm clock's plugged into. He took it today while she was at school, so then it's just to reset her clock and put it all back together. She has chargers for her phones. He takes them and hides them and then charges his stuff with them because he lost his chargers. Like, it is frustrating. Today she said, I think I might be more mature than he is. Like, oh, this little boy is wearing me out. I know none of this stuff is a really big deal, and I'm thankful for that, but shit, little dude, like, can you just, like, be kind and good all the time? That's what I'd like. All the time. Just be sweet and considerate and generous and kind. Can we get that from 13-year-old boys? I'm going to keep dreaming.